Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, just got up this Monday, 4th of July holiday. 6:21 a.m. Morning. 72 degrees, so it's not too bad today for the 4th of July here. Happy 4th of July to everybody, whoever celebrates. Yeah, she's from Australia, from the world down under. And then I just, right before I left to work here, morning, thank you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Welcome, whoever's coming in. I'll be reading the chat when I get to work. So, how's everybody doing? Not too bad of a morning today. At least it's not in the 80s like usual. It's in the 70s, 72 degrees this morning. But the sky is blue. It's the 4th of July here, Monday morning. Doing a 12-hour shift today. Yep, 12 hours. I thought I was going to do an 8-hour shift, but nope. The schedule says 12. Hey, I don't mind the overtime. Time and a half today, all day, 12 hours. So I'll take that all day. I'll pay for the gas. Yeah, so I was watching Fluff this morning. She's from Australia. Another great channel. I think it's called Fluff and Stuff. And also, just got on his live. That's another great channel. But go check out my community tab. Go check out my channel list. Go check out my family and friends list. Go check out those amazing channels. Go check out James Gype. Go check out Iron Dog. Go check out My Animal House. Go check out Terry's Constrictors. Go check out Derek's Reptiles. Go check out TNT Reptiles. Go check out KY Constrictors. Go check out Spider Mom. Go check out Mark the Spider Guy. Go check out Sherry Matt Cat. She's trying to break 300, everybody, so she can give a giveaway. Mark the Spider Guy, he's trying to break 300. I mean, he's trying to get 1K, I'm sorry. And we got Spider Mom. She's trying to get her hours to get monetized. So go check out their channels also. Go check out all those amazing channels, everybody. So how's everybody doing this morning? Welcome. Yeah, working the holiday today, 12-hour shift, time and a half. Yep. Nice and bright day here. Yeah, so working 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. today. Check out also got Zelda. He's into Hot Wheels. He races Hot Wheels. Tony Diecast. He's into Hot Wheels. Go check out John Pole. Pol. He builds Hot Wheels. I mean, not Hot Wheels. He builds models. If you're into that building of models. So go out and give him some love, everybody. We need more love on YouTube. We don't need no hate. So how's everybody doing this fantastic Monday morning? Happy 4th of July to everybody, whoever celebrates it. Watching, I think it was the Philippines. Some live. I guess they were celebrating our independence. So maybe some people do celebrate it. I don't know if they were in the Philippines, but thank you. It's just like us. We celebrate a lot of Mexican independence. Cinco de Mayo, the 16th of September. We throw parties over here in the U.S. for it. I think we celebrate more than they do in Mexico. The USA, anything to do a party here. Oh, and here's the part of the freeway that the internet goes in and out, so it might be going in and out, guys. So hopefully it doesn't, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, I don't know if you guys caught my live yesterday, but yeah, on Saturday when I was coming home from work, my blower motor from the car, it was 106 degrees outside, and then all of a sudden just decides to go out. It went poof, no air. I'm like, what the heck? There was no air coming out of my vents. And I go, oh man. So I tapped on the bottom of it. Sometimes that'll help. No, it was just making noise. It was just like, nothing. So as soon as I got to where I live, I went to O'Reilly's and got the new fan. It was $217. But the good thing is, it wasn't the original one. I replaced it almost 2 years ago in September. So it didn't cost me a penny, just time. Got home, pretty much less than an hour. I had it done. Because it's real simple. It's only 3 bolts and then a plug on it. I've done it many times. It's on a Toyota Corolla. It's 2017. If you don't know how to do it, check out videos on YouTube. They'll tell you. But I've done other Corollas. This is my 3rd Corolla. So, yeah, I mean, they're all the same. Pretty much 3 bolts. The only difference is the price. Mine has the temperature. You set it at a certain temperature, like below 60, which is the lowest. Or, 60, 65, 70 degrees, whatever temperature you want, you can set it. I mean, here you want to set it as at the lowest. You know, you don't want to. You want to be nice and fresh. Too damn hot outside. So I got air again, man. Nice fresh air. And you probably noticed if you listen to some of my old videos, there was see, this guy knows how to drive. He knows how to merge. He like zoomed in front of me. That's the way you do it. No, they try to stop in front of you or behind you. It's like, geez, it's gonna cause an accident. It's a freeway. Doesn't say stop way. Sounds like a Spanish word. Stop way. That reminds me. Of one time I was with my grandma, and she used to drive. We used to go to Mexico, and in Mexico there's a lot of, well, like in some states there's a lot of one-way streets. You know, there's these one-way streets. So if you wanna go down that street, you gotta go. You know, if it's going the other way, you gotta go all the way around, and then hopefully you don't pass where you want to go, because then you got to go all the way around again. So we're going down this one-way street, you know, and my grandma, you know, she's like driving, and then all of a sudden, you know, because we got USA plates on our car, so people, you know, they see us and they go, okay, this guy's American citizens, they speak English, you know. So as we're driving down the street, this car, you know, on the other side gets real close to us, you know, and stops right next to my grandma's window, you know, on the driver's side. So my grandma puts the window down to see what the guy wants, and he speaks Spanish, but he thinks we speak only English. You know, we speak Spanish too. So he's all trying to tell us in English. You know, he's all like, one way. My grandma goes, two way. You know, like you. You know, like it's in Spanish. It's a bad word. Way. Way is kind of like saying somebody jackass. So she's all like, two way, you know, because the guy's going one way, instead of telling us in Spanish, which is un sentido. And so he's all one way. My grandma, two way, pendejo. And then I tell my grandma, no, grandma, I think he's trying to tell you that this is a one-way street. She's all like, oh, shoot. You know, luckily there wasn't a lot of traffic on that one-way street, so we got out of there, you know, but luckily a cop didn't see her. You know, the Mexican cops, you know, they'll pull up and they'll start, that one of the cops did that one time to my grandma, you know, pulled her over and wanted to give her a ticket. But they are like, well, we can take care of it here, you know. You give me the money and I'll take care of it here. We don't have to go, you know. And then we're like, no. My grandma's all like, no, give me a ticket. Oh, but we have to drive to the police station. Okay, well, go. I'll follow you. And the guy's all like, never mind, let her go. He couldn't, my grandma, you know, she's smarter than he is. And then one time, me and my wife, we were down there, and then this cop pulls us over, you know. And so then it was a motorcycle cop. and we were going toward the border, you know, and then this cop pulls me over with a motorcycle. Hey, pull it over. I had a Mazda B2000. It was all lowered with rims and had the boom box and all that, you know. So the guy liked my truck. So over there they'll try to get your truck. They'll have it towed away and you'll never see it again. So then the guy starts talking to us, and then my wife, goes, "Oh yeah, hi, how's it going?" And we start talking to him in Spanish, and then it's all like, "Oh, you're going too fast. The speed limit is so much here." And I go, "Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's because I was lying. I was saying, oh, I've never been. I don't know the signs here because they're in kilometers, not in miles." I go, "Well, it says 80. I thought it said 80, but I wasn't going 80. I was going maybe like 55, but the speed limit there was like 35." So this guy's trying to give me a ticket. And then my wife, well, she wasn't my wife at the time yet. We were going to get married like in a couple of months. This was like 26 years ago, more than 26 years ago, like 30 something years ago. So she starts talking to him, and he goes, my brother. And he starts telling her brother's name, and the guy's all like, "Oh yeah, I know him." And she goes, "Oh yeah, well, he's my brother." He goes, "What's your name again, so I can tell him that you pulled us over and gave us a ticket?" And because her brother, he would always mess with the cops, take away their motorcycles, and he was someone you don't mess with, So the cops all like, "Oh no," and he goes, "Yeah, we're gonna get married, and then you're invited to the wedding if you want." Oh, thank you. And he's all like, "Well, you guys can go." And so we took off. And then back in the 70s, I remember I was with a friend of mine, and we're driving down the street, and this street, I guess it has how usually they have like three lights, the red, yellow, green. This one had another one right underneath. It was an arrow, but you couldn't even really see them over there in Mexico. Some of the lights are really bad. So, and then I'm like driving. So then it's a green light. So I take a turn, and there's nobody coming. So I make sure it's safe, and I take a left turn. And then all of a sudden, I hear like a whistle, but I didn't pay any attention, so I keep going. Then like up ahead on the other street, there's a cop like waving his hands, telling me to stop, blowing his whistle also. Because over there in Mexico, there's parts where there's a cop pretty much in every corner, and they're on foot. They don't even have cars. They're just, and they'll call for backup, and they'll have like 20 cops there in like minutes. So, and then they don't mess around, man. They carry those damn AK rifles, machine guns and shit. They don't screw around over there. So then the cop pulls us over, and he tells us to stop. And then he's all like, "Hey, well, do you know you ran the light over there?" I'm like, "No, I was green." He goes, "No, you had to wait for the green arrow." I'm like, "What?" I go, "You can't. You can't really see it. Probably not even working." And he's all, no, it's working and this and that, and telling me, and then he's trying to. The other cop comes, and they're trying to get money out of us. And then my friend, he's one of his uncles. He's a well-known person over there in Mexico. He was one of the bodyguards for one of the Mexican presidents. So, this guy was big time, and so then my friend, he's all like, "Oh, you know what? Don't worry about it." So he gets on his phone. He starts getting on his phone real quick, and then the other cops all, "Hey, what? Why is your friend on the phone?" "Oh, he's gonna call his uncle." He goes, why? Who's his uncle? And I told him the name. I told him his last name, and I told him the uncle's first and last name. And as soon as I said that, his eyes like lit up, like, whoa, like, oh, no. He's telling them, no, you don't have to call. And then he's all like, well, you're giving us a ticket. You say that you ran that we ran the light. And he's all like, no. And then the guy's all like, you don't have to call him, well, and so the guy still, he wanted to get money. He goes, no, well, if you want us to pay for this, we're gonna have to call him. And then he's all, oh, no, you guys can go. So they let us go. In fact, one time he told me, my friend, that his brother, he was all drunk and messed up, and he crashed another car. He crashed another car. And he was at fault and everything, and he crashed this car, somebody else's. He ran a stop sign, and the cops got there and everything, and then started talking to the people. And as soon as they found out who he was, the other guy was at fault. They like blamed it all on the other guy, even though that the other guy was all at fault. So it's like, it's who you know over there in Mexico, Here in the United States, that's kind of like that too. I've seen some of the videos where the guy, the cop pulls over a car, and then the guy gets out of the car and he's all like, you better check the tags and see who you're pulling over, and it's like, what the heck? So the cops are like, well, yeah, okay, get in your vehicle. So then he goes and check the, and then I guess it was the guy he pulled over was a judge, so it's like, oh, you don't pull over judges, so it's like, oh yeah, you can go, judge, But it's like, come on, you're showing this video, so that's right there. That's considered corruption, but yet they don't see it as wrong. It's like the cops, they supposedly, if they pull over another cop, they kind of, more lenient. Unless it's a really bad crime, like they're drunk driving or whatever, But I've seen some of those videos where the guy's like, come on, man, let me go. And the guy's like drunk, he can't even pass a sobriety test. And then to top it off, he's carrying his weapon in the front, where they say if you're intoxicated and you're off duty, you shouldn't have your weapon in the vehicle. Should be in the trunk locked up, in a box or something. So you're not going to do something stupid while you're drunk. But yeah, this guy, well, I can't let you go. It's on video, But yeah, videos do disappear. It does happen where all of a sudden the video is like, oops, I don't know what happened. Like that guy, remember? That guy, Epstein, that guy that all of a sudden the video camera messed up in his cell, and the guy had an accident and hung himself. Yeah, he hung himself. Too many big people knew that he was gonna talk, So, of course, he had to have a little accident in his cell, It's like, oops, I guess he hung himself. He didn't want to go to trial and go to jail. But yeah, and even in the border patrol, in the border, when you cross the border, it depends how you're dressed. Because I've passed many times where they don't say nothing to me and they just say, yeah, go ahead. You just say, well, back in the day, you just say American citizen, but now you need a passport, you know, to cross the border. You can still do it with an ID, but, they give you much more of a hassle. But I think starting 2023, you're not going to be able to cross any borders or board any airplane or get on any boat without having a passport. Not one of those that you can fly, but like one of those just to cross borders. So yeah, and then I remember, like, if I'm wearing like a cowboy hat, because I have cowboy hats that sometimes I wear, and they're like, oh, this guy's this guy's a typical. They go, this guy must be a drug dealer or something, because that's what we are. All Mexicans are, that wear hats, drug dealers. So, it never fails. Every time I would be wearing my cowboy hat, they would send us to secondary, where they run a dog and check your vehicle, and they make up any excuse to check out your vehicle. And then one time I complained. I said, you know what, this guy is not the first time, and it seemed to be the same guy. This guy, being prejudiced, like they say, profiling. Even though they say, oh, we don't profile. Yeah, right. They do profile, and so they would always send me to secondary, and then they would search you. And then, like when you go to Mexico and you try to cross, certain items aren't allowed to cross. You can't cross fireworks. You can't cross any ammunition or weapons. You can't cross a certain amount of money. I think it's over. I think it's over 10,000. Anything over 10,000, I think you have to declare if you're crossing it over. Because then they consider it like it could be money laundering. That's why, like, even in a bank, when you deposit or withdraw, over $10,000, into the bank, then it'll get flagged. They'll like kind of like, oh, what's going on? Why is there such large amount of money? They want to know. There's got to be proof, like a paper trail. A check. Like, say if you got an inheritance or you won the lottery, that way they know, okay, this guy won the lottery. But if all of a sudden, you say you put in, $50,000 into the bank and it's all cash, they're like, whoa, where the hell did this guy get this money? They're going to investigate it. The IRS is going to flag it, and of course you're going to get taxed on it if you didn't pay taxes on it. Usually when you get an inheritance, they'll take the taxes right before, and they'll usually give you a paperwork to show, that you pay taxes on it. So, yeah, it's like, And then anytime you cross, like one time I had an old. This was back in the '70s. I took my car, to Mexico and have it painted. You know, I paid the guy, a nice. It's a real nice paint job too. Back in the '70s, and it was $100 for the paint job. So then the day I had to cross, I picked up the car. The paint was so fresh you could even smell it. So the guy, the border patrol guy is all like, "Oh, nice paint job." I go, "Oh yeah, thank you." He's all, "You just got it painted, huh?" And I'm like, "Well, I didn't know. I could have said, no, it's been painted a long time ago. I could have said I painted it somewhere else." But he's like, "Oh yeah, I just got painted it. Oh yeah, how much was the paint job?" So I just said, $100. Oh well, you have to pay taxes on it. And back then it was like I think it was like six something, 6% or something. So I ended up paying like $6 of tax. They sent me to secondary. So I was like, oh okay. But it was like, all right. And then so usually when you cross, you have to declare, any kind of meats that you cross. You can cross beef, pork. You're not allowed to cross any kind of pork. So you always, even if you cross pork, people will always lie and say, no, it's all beef products. And they're not gonna, they could, if they wanted to, is check. Like every time we cross, like tacos, we always say they're beef tacos, carne asada tacos, not pork, al pastor. Because then they'll say, oh, you can't cross those. So we always cross over only beef. So my wife one time when she was with her brother and some other people in the car, I think there were like 5 of them in the car, and they're crossing tacos, and they didn't know, and then they all, well, what do you have? Oh, we got tacos, but they told them they were pork. Oh, you can't cross them. You got to go to secondary. So they went to secondary. Sometimes it takes a while for them to go check out your car. So they're all like, oh, they're gonna take away the tacos. They're gonna throw them away. So everybody in the car started eating the tacos. So they're like all munching on them tacos. They had a certain amount. So so everybody, 5 people. Everybody started eating. The tacos. They had I think probably 20 or 25 tacos. So they ate them all. They finished all the tacos. By the time the guy got there, he goes, yeah, it says here you got tacos and stuff. No. Here, look, here's the bag. Bunch of empty wrappers. He's all like, oh, well, you can throw the trash away for us. And they're like, okay, well, you can go buy. But oh, and another thing, you can't cross oranges. So if you have an orange, you better make sure you throw it away or eat it, whatever, because it gets expensive. I think what was it? One of my wife's relatives, the kids, they had an orange in the back seat. And the thing is, it was there when they crossed to Mexico, and then when they were coming back, the guy, has anything to declare. The thing is, if you declare it, they'll like say, oh, I have this and this, and if they say, oh, well, you can't cross that, then what they do, they say, we'll throw it. They take it away there and they'll throw it away in the trash. But after they throw it away, they're not gonna give you a fine. But if you don't declare something and they find it, then it's a fine. They'll take it away plus give you a fine. So the guy, she's all like, no, nothing to declare. And then he goes, well, what about that orange in the back seat? Oh, and she's all like, oh, well, oh, I didn't know that was there. Well, this is your car, isn't it? Yeah. Well, then you should know what's in your vehicle. So then she's all like, well, it's because I crossed. It was already there when I crossed. Oh, well, sorry. So they took it away. Plus, she got a ticket, and I think she said it was a $600 ticket or 300. I forget, but it was an expensive ticket. So it's like, dang. So you wanna declare stuff that and also you're allowed to cross alcohol. You're allowed, I believe it's one bottle per adult. So if there's 5 adults, that means you can cross 5 bottles of alcohol. Or I think it's a 1 liter bottle. So I remember one time when I used to live up north and I used to come visit, then I would bring like gifts for people at work. They sell these like miniatures, kind of like the ones when you get on an airplane. I've never been on an airplane. Well, I have been on an airplane, but never on an airplane where they give you alcohol. They give you these little miniature shots of alcohol. Like brandy, vodka, all kinds of different ones. So you go to the liquor store in Mexico and they have a bunch of miniatures that you can purchase. They're like souvenirs kind of. So they're just the miniature bottles of the real thing. So I used to cross about like a bunch of little bottles. So I would show them and they go, oh, okay, yeah, as long as it's under the limit of liters, it's fine. And it was always my mom and my sister, but my sister was too young, so it was only 2 of us. So it was enough. It didn't go over the limit. So, but yeah, it was like when I would get to work and I'd give people, hey, here's your souvenir from going to Mexico, or even candies. I would buy candies too, Mexican candies and stuff like that. And so it was like, oh, okay, So then I would bring those across, and back in the day, you just say American citizen. It was easy to cross. As long as you learned enough English, you could cross the border, and if you didn't look dark, they wouldn't question you. So, but now everybody has to show a passport or an ID. The ready, what do you call it? The fast ready ID, as they call it. But yeah, it was always good. We used to, my dad used to always cross a lot of meat. We used to go to the grocery store over there in Mexico because meat over here was expensive. Well, it's just like now, it's expensive. And you go over there and buy meat, and the meat is fresh, and because they butcher it, right there. They have a whole cow, and they butcher it, freshly cut right there. Now there's hardly any. There's some places that they still do that. In some U.S. towns, there is some butchers, those mobile butcher shops where this guy drives his truck, and he goes to your, if you have like a farm and he butchers your cow for you, charges you for it. But then, he cuts everything, so there's no waste. This guy's a professional butcher. You got to know how to cut the meat. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on YouTube where they show you, butchers show, they show you how to cut a cow, take off the skin and everything, the way they butcher it. They hang it upside down. And then plus you don't want, that way everything comes out and it doesn't get, any feces or anything coming out of the cow. And they use everything now, pretty much. The intestines, the liver, the heart, the kidneys. I mean, my dad, he used to eat the beef heart, kidneys. My grandma, man, she used to eat the bull balls, as they call them. What do they call them? Oysters or something. Oh, I forget the name. Something oysters, and they're bull balls basically. And my mom, she used to cook it, and then I used to hate the smell of when she used to cook like the kidneys, because they smell. I mean, oh man, they do have a smell of urine, kind of. Because I mean, it does go through there, But I mean, you wash them real good and you boil them and cook them, I mean, I never ate that. Liver, beef liver. I've eaten beef liver and onions. Now that I like, but I've never eaten like the kidneys or the heart. I have eaten the intestines. They're called in Spanish tripitas, tripas. You eat them in tacos. My grandma used to make them in the oven, nice and tender, and then she would uncover them and brown them. You can make them in a like in a wok even. Make sure you got to just make sure you wash them real good. They use the intestines where the milk. The cow, because the cow has two intestines. It has the two stomachs. It has where the milk is, and it has where the feces is, of course. And so, it has a bunch of intestines where the milk goes through, and those are the ones that everybody eats. You don't want to eat the other ones. You probably get sick. So, you usually you rinse them out, you wash them real good, cook them in water, and then you season them with salt, and then you cook them, on in like a disc, or you can put them in, like I said, in a wok, in oil, and you just start stirring them until they get all nice and crispy, not burnt. And they're as long as they're seasoned proper and everything, they're very good. If they don't cook them if they don't cook them good, you're gonna be kind of, chewy. Oh, another thing my mom used to cook was the cow tongue. The cow tongue. She used to put it in a pressure cooker. She used to cook it in a pressure cooker. So she used to cook it, and the cow tongue is real good too, as long as you cook it, the right way. It's nice and tender. It's kind of like it's like melts in your really soft meat. It's like kind of like it's almost like shredded beef. Like for tacos. So but you have to cook it real good, and then once it's cooked, then you take off the layer, like the tongue. And then basically you just eat the inside, which is the meat. You could eat the outside, but it's kind of a little bit chewy. But yeah, you remove that layer, and it's real good, the meat. You know, so yeah, I mean it's nowadays. Back in the day, I remember they used to throw all that all that meat, from the cows and stuff. Not and they would give it to people that they didn't like, like the poor people and stuff. So they would eat all that food and cook it. Hispanics and African American people. We all like pig feet, and I don't like pig feet. My mom does, and my wife. Let's see. Bud was in here. Mar, welcome. That's another good channel. Maer. Hello. Welcome. Luis Enriquez. Welcome. Buenos dias. What's up? Hey, welcome. Eco, what's up? Exotic Ben, hey, what's up? Yo, boy. Hey, JJ, what's up? Billy, welcome. Yes, it is, Billy. Tampa Hot Wheels, all right, welcome. Hola. So yes, thank you everybody for coming in and giving me a like. Don't forget to like and share the live stream, everybody. Thank you for coming in and giving me the thumbs up. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending wherever you're at in this world. Thank you for coming in. It's 7:09. It's 79 degrees here. Monday, 4th of July week, 4th of July holiday. For all those happy 4th of July, for everybody that celebrates it. Thank you. God bless everybody. And till next time, as Keith says, call your mama, tell her you love her, because you don't know how long she'll be around. So thank you. Till next one. Bye-bye.